Hello everyone, I would like to continue with strings as part 2. In the last class we did part 1 of strings, that is strings. Strings are called as a character array, and a group of characters we are going to name it as a string, and we are representing strings within double quotes, and we are using percentage yes for reading string. Either you can go with scanf printf or getters putters for reading and writing strings. So in the last class we learned like some functions like strlen and strcpy, strcat, strcmp and strrev with built-in functions. Now we are going to learn all those 5 functions without using built-in functions, because we should know the logic also for accessing strings. So we are going with without library functions. Okay. And first we will start with strlen. You know that strlen is going to be which represents the length of the string, and length of the string is always in terms of integer. So in the we have used something called strlen of name, so which will return the number of characters inside the string as integer. So n will store like this. And in this example we have s1 equal to good, and strlen of s1 is going to be 1 2 3 4. You know that there is something called length and size, and if you recall the concept of string always ends with null character. If I'm storing a string called rec, the length is 3 and size is 4. For storing n characters we need n plus 1, that 1 is for null character, that you remember this, right? Okay, now how to calculate length of a string without using library function. So before going to it, I would like to say something on a basic loop. For example, if I want to print numbers 1 to 5, so what we will use, int will declare as int I. If I'm using for loop, so how we will use it? For I equal to 0, and okay, we are going to print from 0 to 4. I less than 5, I plus plus. So normally we don't use semicolon for a loop, right? percentage d comma, I'm giving space for formatting comma I. So what will happen normally, and the file name I'm storing is example.eg.c and gcc space eg.c. I'm going to compile it, move over, run it. So I'll get the output called 0 1 2 3 4. That is, it is taking 5 iterations: iteration 0, iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, iteration 4. Because when it reaches 5, it will come outside of loop. But what will happen? Okay, you know that this open close bracket, this braces is optional since I have only one statement inside. So now also the same thing. See, what will happen if we are giving for loop, semicolon at the end of the for loop? This we never used it, right? Because we learned something called if, while, for, all these things will have no semicolon at the end. So normally C statement terminated as semicolon. For these things we would have learned something called no semicolon, we are using it. But if we are using semicolon, what will happen? See what output it is giving. So it is not syntax error, it is not logical error also. The use will differ. Okay, I'll compile the same thing. easy.c, run the code, it is printing the output as well. So previously it was printing as 0 1 2 3 4. Now it is printing only as 5. So what is the difference between this and previous code? What makes the difference? You take a simple analogy, and if there are 5 students, first task is I'm going to ask name of all the 5 students. Second task is I need to count the number of students. In first case, what I will do, I'll go to first student, I will ask their name, then I'll go to second student, I'll ask their name, third student, ask their name, fourth, 5. Then I'll come out of it. Second task is what? Simply I need to count the number of students. So in such case, simply I'll traverse the students from 1 to 5 without doing any task. You got it. So I'll say that count 1 2 3 4 5, and when I reaches 5, after that no student, right? So I'll finish my task and come out. Similarly, here if I'm not using semicolon, it will work for all the iterations. For I equal to 0, it will check the task. For I equal to 1, it will check the task. I equal to 2, it will check the task. 3 and 4, same thing. If I'm giving semicolon, it will not do any task. Simply it will traverse the loop. So I equal to 0, the condition is true, and semicolon, so there is no task. And I equal to 1, I equal to 2, I equal to 3, I equal to 4. When I equal to 5, it will come outside of the loop. So when it reaches this code, this line, the value of I is going to be 5, because until I is 4, it will be inside the loop itself. When it reaches I equal to 5, it will come outside of the loop. Now it prints I value is 5. So I will repeat one more time. Normally, if we are not giving semicolon for loop, it will take all the possible combinations. If we are giving semicolon, it will not take all the combinations, it will take only the last value alone. So the last values, when I reaches 5, will come outside of the loop. So now it print the value of I is 5. That is the last condition satisfied by the value after the loop ends. You got it. So this logic only we are going to use in finding length of the string as one method. Okay, I'll go to it. The first one is for finding the length of the string. Because we can follow two different methods. Whatever is comfortable for you, you can use it. First, we're going to start with the header file and command line and all. So I'm declaring a string as S1. So S1 of 50, which means what? I can store maximum of 50 characters, not exactly 50 characters, 49 characters. The last one is reserved for null character. And length equal to 0 and I equal to 0. We are using two variables, length as well as I. I'll tell you what the use of it. And I'm reading the input as I enter the string and getters of S. Whether I can use scanf or getters. Scanf I should use only if I can read a single name as the input. But if I need a complete line, I can't go with scanf. So we are moving with getters. Okay. So if I'm reading a string as REC, so how it will be stored? REC then /0. If my input is REC, S1 of 0 will contain. Let me type better. If my input is REC, what will happen? So R will be stored with 0th index, and E will be stored with first index, and C will be stored with second index. What about third index? It is /0. I'll give you some space. And remember, the inputs are continuously we are giving. So R is in terms of 0, the S1 of 0. So because we are using variable name as S1, right? So S1 of 0, S1 of 1, S1 of 2 and S1 of 3. S1 of 3 will be /0. See, normally we used to tell something like character is nothing but a single value, right? But /0, there are two values. Slash is one value and 0 is one value. So it is also a character. Normally general definition of character is character should be enclosed for single value enclosed for single quotes. But there is an exception for escape sequences alone. So /0, /n and /t is a character string actually. Like the things. If I'm using as AB within quotes, it is not. It is wrong. It is invalid character. If I'm using a /n or /0, now it is a character. But if I'm giving as A1, it is not a character. It is a string. The difference is this is an exception for escape sequences alone. Okay. If I'm storing the input as REC, I need length as 3, size is 4, 3 plus 1. Got it. So how we will calculate the length of the string first? First we will take R, S count is 1. Again E, S, which is a character, count is 2. Again C, S count is 3. So /0, it is the end of the string. So you will stop counting it. So count you will say as 1, 2, 3. So what we are going to do is we are going to use a variable called count. Initially we are going to give us 0. So I'm going to traverse the string from 0th position to up to null character. So this is S1 of 0, S1 of 1, S1 of 2, S1 of 3. So I'm going to check whether S1 of 0 was null. No, it is not null. So increment the count by 1. Again S1 of 1, I'm checking whether it is null. No, it is not null. Now increment the count by 1. That is 2 now. So let me make it a small. So again I'm checking the next character. S1 of 2 was, it is not a null character. So I can increment the count by 1. So it is equal to 3. Again I'm checking the next character. It is null. So you will stop and come out of the loop. So final value of count is 3. You will print length is 3. You got the logic, right? Now come to it. So what we are going to do is, because we need to put this into a loop, so we are putting into a while loop. So until s1 of I is not equal to slash 0, which means if it is not equal to slash 0, you count it. For example, in the previous example we gave us rec slash 0. Until you reach slash 0, you are going to do this loop. So inside the loop, what you are doing actually, so first I'm going to increment the length. Initially we are giving length as 0, then I'm making as length plus plus. So from where we are starting s1 of 0. So your first iteration should be for s1 of 0. So I gave I equal to 0. So when it comes here, it is s1 of 0. It is not equal to 0. Yes, length plus plus, length will become as 1. So I should go with the next character, right? So I should increment the I value also, because initially I we have in terms of 0. Next I should start with I as 1. So we are giving as I plus plus. So again now I becomes 1, s1 of 1. It is not equals, you take the input as rec. Right. If my input is rec, how it will get stored? Rec then followed by slash 0. Right. Come to it. So first input is I equal to 0. So s1 of 0 is r, not equal to null character. Yes. Then length plus plus and I plus plus. Now length becomes 1. Again I becomes 1. s1 of 1 is equal to e. Yes, it is not equal to slash 0. Then length plus plus I plus plus, both becomes 2. Again next input is I value is 2 and 0 1 2. So s1 of 2 is it is not a null, so we will increment the count by 3. Again I plus plus. Now I becomes 0 1 2 3. So you will take this as 0 1 2 3. Okay, so s1 of 3 is not equal to condition is first, you are coming outside of it. So length becomes 3 0. First time length is 1, second iteration 2, third iteration it is 3. So you are going to print the output as length of a string is 3. So length we are storing in terms of length, so we are going to print it. So we are going to close the program with return 0. Hope this logic is comfortable for you, and we are going to run the code better for better understanding. So we'll clear the screen. It is not allowed, right? Or I should comment it. I should close the comment at the end. So I'm giving the string as rec123. So length is 6. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So this is one method of this actually. The other method we can use it. Okay, this is one method. Okay, the other method is we learned something called for loop, applying semicolon at the end of the for loop. That is another method. So here what we are going to do is the same process of reading s1 of 50 I'm giving, and I'm going to read the input in terms of s1. So I'm going to check, I'm going to use the for loop with semicolon, that is, and if my input is rec, how we will do it? So length equal, instead of I am using a variable called length, so don't confuse with that, or you can go with I itself. So you will keep looping until you reach slash 0, that is I len equal to 0. If s1 of len is not equal to 0, then you go with next iteration len plus plus. So when you will exit this loop, when you reach a slash 0, you will exit from this loop. So we are using semicolon here, so it will take the last condition alone. So if my input is rec and len equal to 0, input is r, yes, it is allowed. Again s1 of 1, input is e, yes, it goes next time, length is 2. Again c, yes, it is allowed, and length is 3. Again after rec we have slash 0. So the condition is false, it will it will close the loop and come out of it. Now length contains the number of now count as 3. So just have a look on this code. If you are confusing with this code, just go through that. For I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus semicolon means it will print 5. Because up to 4 it will be inside the loop only. When it reaches 5 it will come outside of it. Similarly, if I'm giving a 3 characters input, it will keep looping it. So when it reaches a slash 0, it will come outside of it, and length will be the number of characters inside. Just have a look on this. Okay, next we are moving to an expansion called string copy. So basically we can use the library function itself for the basic program, but these programs will confuse you a little bit, but just have learn the logic and try, then it will work perfect. So you know that with string copy we are going to copy one string into another string, and syntax a destination string comma source string. So if I'm giving a string strcpy s2 comma s1, we are going to copy s1 into s2. Destination comma source is going to be your syntax. Now we go for without using string function. So totally we need 2 strings, s1 and s2, and s1 may be your source and s2 may be your destination string. So we are going to read the first string as get s of s1. So we are going to copy s1 into s2. So we are declaring one more character array called s2. So here ij and len1 we are declaring it. We will tell you where we are using it. Okay. So till that we are reading the first string. Then we are going to calculate the length of the first string. If I am going to copy the one string into another string, we need to know the length, right? So first we are going to calculate the length of s1. I am using the second method. So if I am giving semicolon inside the for loop with increment, it is easy for me to count the length. So len equal to 0 and s1 of len1 not equal to slash 0 len plus b. So now len1 contains the length of the first string. So at the end of this, now len1 contains the length of the first string. So I'm going to copy the first string into second string. If my input is again rec, I need to copy r into the second string, and e into second string, c into second string. Then I should append slash 0 at the end. So I need to know the length of the first string. Okay. So I'm going to traverse from 0 to len1 minus 1, or less than or equal to len minus 1, or I can give us less than len1. So I'm going to copy s1 of 0 into s2 of 0, s1 of 1 equal to s2 of 1, s1 of 2 into s2 of 2, s1 of 3 into s2 of 3, and so on. So until I have the input, we are going to copy s1 into s2, and at the end we are going to append slash 0. So why we need to append slash 0 here? Because normally you know that if I'm storing the input within double quotes as it is, slash 0 will be automatically appended. If we are using as character by character concept, and at the end you should append slash 0. So here I equal to 0 to len minus 1. So when it reaches len1, it will come outside of it. So len1 is equal to I, right? So the length is equal to I. So finally s2 of I we are going to give a slash 0. So now we are going to copy s1 into s2. If you print both the s1 and s2, you will have the same content now. Yes, and next just have a look. So what we did, first we read the string input for string s1, then we are calculating the length of s1. எவ்வளோ length இருக்கோ அவ்வளோவே காப்பி பண்ண போகிறேன். So s1 of 0 will go to s2 of 0, s1 of 1 will go to s2 of 1, s1 of 2 will go to s2 of 2 up to slash 0 க்கு முன்னாடி வரைக்கும் you are going to copy. When it reaches slash 0 you will stop. So at the end we are going to append slash 0. So why we are appending? Since we are accessing as character by character. If we are giving within double quotes as it is, slash 0 will be automatically appended. If we are taking character by character, it will do not take it. So next we go for something called strcat. What is the concept of strcat? Concatenating two strings. That is, if you are giving us a string strcat of s1 comma s2, s1 equal to s1 plus s2, we will come in concatenate s1 and s2, that will be stored into s1 itself. If s1 is good and s2 is morning, and concatenation will give you the output as good morning. S1 will be replaced by S1 plus S2. That is the logic, right? Okay, and so we are going for a manual code instead of using a library function. So to concatenate two strings, again we go for two characters called S1 and S2. S1 of 20 and S2 of 20, and we are using length 1 and length 2, because here we need to read two strings. So getters of S1 and getters of S2. And I'm going to calculate the length of the first string and second string. Length of first string we are storing in terms of len 1. Length of second string we are storing in terms of len 2. So now we have len 1 contains the length of the first string, len 2 contains the length of the second string. So I is for the normal iteration variable. So hope you understood the code. So we are reading two strings S1 and S2, and we are going to calculate length of it as of now. So how to concatenate actually? You know that S1 equal to S1 plus S2. That is the logic, right? Okay, okay, better we'll go with an example because string concatenation, right? I will tell you an example. For example, if my input is REC, then Chennai. If S1 is REC, if S2 is Chennai. So after concatenating, what will happen? S1 will become as what? REC Chennai. Right? Okay, this is the way we are going to show the output, right? Okay. So how it will take it? That is, at this index is 0. Okay, the index is 1 and index is 2. Then 3 is going to be a null character /0. So here you will go with indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So size, length is 7, right? 0 to 6. And your seventh one is going to be a null character. Okay, so if we calculate length of S1, and len 1 will become as what? 3. And here len 2 is going to be 7. Okay, so what you will do it actually, you will take the first string as it is. After that, continuously you are going to concatenate second string. So where you will add this 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. That is, after this you will add CH. So this is S1 of 0, S1 of 2, S1 of 0, S1 of 1, S1 of 2. So you will start adding from S1 of 3. S1 of 3 you are going to add S2 of 0. Again S2 of 1 will go to S1 of 4, and S2 of 2 will go to S1 of 5. It will go so and so. So what we are going to do is, and the length is 3, right? And this length is 7. So this length is 7 means from 0 to 6 you are going to copy. That is, from S2 of 0 to S2 of 6 you are going to append into S1. That is, S2 of 0, S2 of 1, S2 of 2 up to S2 of 6. So we need one loop here, that is for I equal to 0 up to what? I less than len 2 you will take. Then I plus plus. General loop. That is, you will start from 0 to len 2 minus 1. That less than is equal, less than means it is len 2 minus 1 only, right? So அது எங்க append பண்ண போற into S1. So S1 ல எங்க இருந்து 3 ல இருந்து. That is, 3 is your len 1. So from len 1 you will start. இதுக்கு அடுத்த input என்ன? len 1 plus plus. I hope you will understand this. I'll go to it. That is, from 0 to len 2 minus 1 we have a loop. So இதை copy பண்ண போற S2 of 0 will go to S1 of len1 plus plus. That is len1 is equal to 3, right? And S1 of 3 plus plus 3 will add pannittu and len1 will become as 4. So just apply one example, write it, then fill the value index, then you will understand. Until that it will confuse you. So S2 we are going to append with S1. So S1 we have the input up to len1 minus 1. So from len1 we are going to start appending. Then we are increasing the size by 1. We are keep increasing. And S2 we have from 0 to len2 minus 1. We are going to append it. So as we are using character by character, and finally end the S1 string with /0. So if you print S1, it will print the concatenate. S2 will print the actual content. So better we'll try to run this code. You will have more idea about it. So first string is REC, second string is Chennai. So S1 is REC Chennai, S2 is Chennai, because we are appending S2 into S1, but S2 remains same. Hope you can understand the output. So again, these functions will confuse you slightly, not slightly, it is much also. But learn the logic first, then just apply a sample input, write the index and compare the values, then you go to it, you will understand. And next method we go with strcmp, used to compare two strings. So you know that if both the strings are same, it returns 0, else it returns either -1 or +1. But I'm taking a simple logic. I'm going to say whether both the strings are equal or not. That's it. I'm not taking too much of logic into it. So I need input as two strings, right? We are needing input in terms of str1 and str2. So again we need len1 and length2, and two strings we are going to read letters of str1 and str2, and I'm going to calculate the length of string 1 and length of string 2, and len1 contains the length of the first string, len2 contains the length of a second string. So here how to compare two strings actually, if my inputs are good and good. So how you will compare it? Both the GOOD and GOOD, the length is same. So you will start comparing. If my inputs are good and morning, so what will happen? In length itself different, right? So you can't say that it is equal. So if both the lengths are different, there itself we can say it is not equal. If the lengths are same, you will go for comparison. For example, if I am giving as REC against CSC, and whether both are same, there may be a chances since the length is same. If I am giving as REC and chemical, so what will happen? REC is length 3 and chemical is more than 3. Obviously there is no possibility for both these strings are equal. So first you check whether length 1 and length 2 are same. If it is not, there itself we can conclude that it is not same. If length 1 equal to length 2, if both the lengths are same, you can start checking. Yes, no need to go for it. So for I equal to 0 to len minus 1, that is, we are going to compare character by character. I will give an example better. Okay, if my input is RAC, and CSC. Before that, if my input is RAC, chemical, so by seeing the length itself, we can say that both the strings are not equal. So you will stop it. So here length is 3 and len1 equal to what? 3. Again here we are calculating len2 is also 3. So then both the lengths are same, so you will start comparing. What you will compare? You will compare str1 of 0 with str2 of 0. Then you will compare str1 of 1 with str2 of 1. Then you will compare str1 of 2 with str2 of 2. Then you will reach your null character, so you will not go beyond that actually. So here you will compare R with C. Is it same? No. Again C with E with S, same or no? And C with E, it is no. So number of characters same as 0. So it is not equal. Suppose if my input is again REC and REC. So what you will do? And R is same, yes, count as 1. E and E is same, yes, 2 characters are same. C and C, yes, all the 3 characters are same. Now 3 characters are same and length is 3. So it is both the strings are equal. If my input is REC and RES, for example, I'm taking. So you will take length as 3 and R is same, E and E is same, C and S is not same. So number of characters are matching is 2 and length is 3. So it is not matching. So you will see that it is not same. So what we are first we are calculating length and we are going to check how many number of characters are same from the first string with second string. If the number of characters matching is equal to the length, you can say that is equal. If the number of characters same is not equal to your actual length, then you will say that lengths are strings are not equal. That is. So len1 and len2 are same. So if I am using as either len1 or len2, both values are same. So we are going to compare str1 of I with str2 of I. If both are same, you are going to increment the count by 1, where initial value of j is going to be 0. And this j, what is j now? The number of characters same from str1 to str2. If both are same, we are going to increment the size by j by 1. So here we are going to close the for loop. Here we are going to close if also. So when you will say that this string is equal, when the length is equal to the number of characters matched. If j equal to len2, you know that len2 and len1 are same. So here you can use either len2 or len1. If j equal to len2, you can say that both the strings are equal. Else you can say that the strings are not equal. Then we go with the string reverse. Strings reverse anyway you have to learn, because we know that GCC supports no built-in function for string reverse. You have to write the manual code for string reverse. We have no option to learn this compulsory. So S1 of 20 equal to good if I'm trying, and you know that this code will work with Turbo and all the other compilers, not with GCC. So how to reverse it actually better? Okay, if my input is REC, what is the reverse actually? CER. If my input is good, how will reverse is DOOG. So you know that this is one string, right? If I have input in terms of S1, so I'm going to create one more character array called S2, and and I'm going to create one more character array called S2, and I'm going to reverse S1, that will be stored in terms of S2. So what is the size of S2? It should be same size as S1. So we are going to calculate the size of S1. The same size we will use for S2 also. Then you will start copying this last character into first character, and the next character into next character, and the first character into last. So you will start and 0, 1, 2, right? If we are calculating length, this will become as, if we are calculating length, so what is the length of S1? It is going to be 3, right? Okay, so len is equal to 3. So 0, 1, 2. So what is this index? Len minus 1, where len minus 1 will go to 0 index. So you will start from len minus 1 to 0. The len minus 1 will go to this, 0 will go to the last position. So we can traverse in the reverse order, that's it. So get s of as, and we are going to calculate the length of string. Len contains the length of string now. So we are going to use a loop from len minus 1 to 0, because we are going to store in the reverse order. Len minus 1 contains the last character, in other 0 contains the first character. I'm going to start writing from last, and either here you can, here I'm directly printing it, or you can do one more thing. You can copy it into another string and then you can print it. So here I'm printing it directly. So whatever the logic you are comfortable, you can use it. Okay, so this is what a reversing a string. So next we'll go with one more example. The last example we will take general, how to view a string application. For example, I want you to write a program to find the number of vowels, consonant, white spaces, digits and special characters in a string. For example, if my input is REC at space at 1, 2, 3. REC, again we have one more space at 1, 2, 3. See how many number of digits we have? 3. So number of vowels are 1, right? Because E only we have. Number of digits are 3. Number of consonants are R and C. So it is 2. Number of white spaces are 1. This is your white. This is input white space. And number of special characters at, that is 1. Number of words are 2. How it is 2? I mean this is input, right? REC space at 1, 2, 3. REC is your one word, and at 1, 2, 3 is another word. Number of words are 2. So how to write the code for this? So hope you understood the output. You will read one string. You have to separate with all the other elements. So how to do it? So I am going for code directly. So I'm using a string character array called yes with size is 50, I equal to 0, and we are taking different variable like n, number of vowels, number of digits, number of white spaces, number of constants, number of specials, number of lines. Number of lines I'm not using this code, so you can remove it. Okay, I'm taking everything as 0 at the initial, so I'm going to read a string in terms of s. Now I'm going to check what we are doing. First we are taking r. So I'll check whether r is the vowel or a digit or consonant or white space or a special character. Then I'll check with REC. So how long I will be doing it? Until I encounter /0. You know, after 3 we have /0. This length is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Size is 8 plus 1. Right? So I'm going to start from 0. Initial value of I is going to be 0. That is s of 0. I'll start from s of 0 until what? Until I reach null /0. /0 is for null character. First I'm taking I equal to 0, s of 0. What is s of 0 for this example? R. It is not equal to /0. Yes, then you check. If it is either either whether small AE, IOU or capital AE, IOU, you will increase the number of vowels. Else, if it is the normal consonant except AE, IOU, what you will say? If it is from A to Z, how you will check it? If S of I is greater than or equal to A, and percent S of I is less than or equal to Z, that is, this code will check if it is from alphabet small a to small z. The input may be with capital letters also, right? R. If it is from capital A to capital Z, then increase the number of consonants by 1. Yes, if both the things are failed, what you will say? You will check for a number. If it is from 0 to 9, and increase the digits. If it is, this is white space, right? If it is space, increase the space. If it is not a vowel or a consonant or a digit or space, obviously is going to be a special symbol. Next, take the next input. I mean I plus plus. Again, it will go to this loop. Again, I becomes 1. So again, you check S of 1. S of 1 will fall into any one of the category. Again, S of 2, S of 3, S of 4, S of 5. When it reaches /0, it will stop looping. Right? So what we are doing with the help of while loop, we are going to take the characters one by one. and until I reach /0 I'm going to do it. When it reaches /0 I will stop looping and come out of it. So at the end, n consonant, n vowel, n digit, n spaces, n special contains the number of vowels and digits, and you will have a confusion here. See, what is number of words, how we will calculate it? Here what we are doing, we have one space. So before space we have one word, after space we have one word. So if there are one space, if there is one space, you will take two words. If there are two spaces, you will have three words. So number of words alone, you will take number of spaces plus one. If the plus one is before and after we have, not that is what. So this is an example like which will tell you how to tokenize the string. And there are two more string functions are available, like is alpha of and is all num. So these two functions also available from the header file. Okay, and is alpha is nothing but it is checking for the alphabet. If it is alphabet, is all numbers nothing. If it is alphabet or numeric, then you will go with the next option. The same code. I'm not changing the first page and last page. Only here we are going to make a change. And the s of I we are taking, right? If is al num of s of I. If it is alpha numeric, then you come to it. Else, you can directly go with white space and other symbols. This if see to it. If it is alphabet or numeric, you will check it. Else, you can directly go to space. Okay, if it is alphabet or number, will come to it. If it is alphabet, then you check for vowels. Else, it is going to be a consonant. If it is not alphabet, obviously it's going to be a digit. So I'll repeat one more time. I'll take the first character. If it is alphabet or numeric, you will check whether alphabet or numeric. Again, alphabet, you will check the normal alphabet, consonant or vowel. If this is false, for example, if my input is 2 ABC and okay, if my input $ABC and a dollar is not $ABC and s of 0 will store dollar, so is al num of will get failed, so it will go to else part. Okay. So just have a look on this code, you will have an idea. So these functions you can use with some application programs, like if you are trying for some competition kind of programs, it will give you easiest format to write the code. So yes alpha will check for whether it is alphabet or not. Yes all num will check whether if it is alphabet or number. So again the same output you will have. So these programs will take some time for you to understand. So better write the inputs in a paper. Again, I'll repeat the same thing. Write in a paper and try to understand the logic first. Then you go to a code, you will understand. Thank you. So, okay, fine. So we will post the assignment questions in Google Classroom. You can look at the code and